I did see this. I did see this story about R. Kelly's daughter admitting that he touched her. And I didn't watch it, so I didn't get into the details, but I told y'all that I was not surprised because a man that can do that to any child can definitely do that to his own. Like they don't have this, oh, that's my child, so I'm not gonna do it to my no, that's not real. I know y'all like to think that, but that's not real. Like usually when people are assaulted, it's in their families, which is why it's so weird the way y'all respond to Diddy and a lot of the celebrities acting as if these things are happening in a vacuum, like they're only happening in the entertainment industry. No, they happen in real life. And usually they happen with people's family, uncles, family members, fathers, mothers. Like, yes, usually that is where the assaults are happening most of the time in your family. So honestly, this did not surprise me. And I had my suspicions, but you can't say anything until people say something because that is so dark. I didn't want to say anything. But I've seen this girl on reality shows and her darkness as well as her child like energy made me feel like something had been done to her. I'm just going to say that. I've listened to her music. She's very talented, but I could see it on her. Whatever that dark energy is, and I say this all the time, a lot of times you can see it, but you don't know what it is until somebody says it, and then you're like, got it. Because a lot of times when people have been assaulted, there's a energy, a heavy energy on them. And so for me, I feel like I was definitely seeing it on her in the way she was, presenting herself, emoting her uncomfortableness sometimes. Like, yes, it was very much in her demeanor. So I was not at all surprised by this. Um, yes, people do think that R. Kelly was assaulted either by it's not his mom, I think it was his sister. But I'm not exactly sure because there's been so much that's happened. But yeah, she said that he touched her inappropriately. She woke up to him touching her inappropriately. And then the thing that happens a lot of the time, and I want y'all to remember this when y'all are talking about people who've been assaulted. A lot of times you question if it actually happened because it is such an out of body experience for somebody to take advantage of you like that, especially if it's a parent. Like, oh my God, like, did that really happen? Did I imagine that? Like, I think even, in most assaults, like, it's almost as if the out of body experience makes you wonder if it even happened, like if this was reality, if, you question your own sanity. And so when people ask why it took you so long, why you didn't say anything, that's why. Because you don't want to, first of all, you don't know if it really happened, especially if it happens like that. People have been drugged, in those other situations, they don't exactly remember the details. And when you don't remember the details, people can then break your story down. Why don't you remember this? Why don't you remember that? Because I was fucking drugged. In this situation, she said she was sleeping. So if she was sleeping and she wakes up, you could have been confused. You know what I'm saying? So like it's very hard sometimes to decipher because when people are being predatory, they're trying to figure out the best way to gaslight you in a situation. And a lot of times that's making sure you don't necessarily remember what happened to you. It makes you question yourself. How am I supposed to tell the world that something happened to me if I have to question myself about the chain of events because of how this person preyed upon me? Exactly. You don't even want the shit to be true. You think she wanted that to be the reality that my dad would do something like this to me? Like, it's horrifying. It's fucking horrifying. But she says, I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely changed my whole life and changed who I was as a person and changed the sparkle I had and the light I used to carry. She says, after I told my mom, I didn't go over there anymore. My brother and sister, we didn't go over there anymore. And even up until now, I struggle with it a lot. So it sounds like it happened after he and Andrea were no longer living in the same house. I just remember waking up to him touching me, she recalls, crying, and I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of laid there and I pretended to be asleep. When Buku did eventually tell her mother, Drea Kelly, they attempted to file an anonymous police report under Jane Doe, but they allegedly didn't prosecute him because the statute of limitations had passed. So at that point in my life, I felt like I had said something for nothing. R. Kelly's lawyer made a statement to People following the premiere of the documentary. Mr. Kelly vehemently denied, child, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. But yeah, no, it's not surprising. And it's, like it does sound very funny that he waited until they were no longer in the house with him. Like that girl. It's not surprising at all.